Hey, I'm Gabriel Martin, and you're watching Thirst Trap Boys.
Bitch.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
We blog. We gossip. We share porn. We are media. We are Thirst Trap Boys.
Welcome to the TTV Newsroom.
Adult entertainer that is Joey Mills will not remove his foot off of Helix CEO Keith Miller's neck. Woo child. So a couple of days ago, I had the pleasure of interviewing former Helix studio models Jordan Lake and Eli Bennett. Now, in the interview, they made claims that they were disrespected, underpaid, drugged, and sexually assaulted by Keith Miller.
They would basically drug us to where we couldn't even, if we didn't know what was going on, and they would sleep with us.
Oh. Who's drugging you at Helix Studios?
He would pay me to strip and dance on a stripper pole that he had in his house. And me being myself, I was like, okay, money, great. Okay. You know, needed. And then it slowly progressed to more like sexual advances. Like he would have his friends come over and I would strip for them and dance on the pole and get paid. It would either be cash, PayPal, Apple Pay. And then it would get to the point where like I would be asked like, oh, how much would it take for you to sleep with me and my friend? And I was like, no. He was like, oh, hey, like, do you want to drink? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, what 19-year-old doesn't want to drink, you know? And he made me a drink. Never at any point did I pour my own drink. It was always he poured my drink over here, away from me. And then I just remember a little bit of talking with me and one of his boys, is what we call them, little sugar babies. And then I just remember waking up the next morning and I didn't remember anything, but I only had maybe like 2 or 3 mixed drinks, which is never enough for me to get blacked out. Like I know my limits. So when I woke up not remembering anything, I was like, okay, like what happened? He was like, oh, you don't remember? We had a 3-way. And I looked at him and I was like, no, I don't remember at all. And you know, it was more of like a shock of disbelief.
And child, the interview clip went viral on Twitter. It is spreading like wildfire, which has forced the company to release a public statement. The statement, in short, says that Keith got into a domestic dispute which led to a heart issue, so he was then rushed to the hospital. Keith also denied all of the allegations told to us by Eli and Jordan. And lastly, he claims dating models signed to Helix is off limits.
Sure, Jan.
Now, Joey Mills caught wind of the statement and was not having it. He tweeted out the following. You dated Daniel and got him so addicted to ketamine that he jumped off your roof. Grow the fuck up and take responsibility for your actions for once, instead of trying to change the subject to something completely unrelated for sympathy. Now, shortly after Joey's tweet, a video surfaced of Keith Miller getting ready to snort cocaine. Take a look.
Things here.
Now, after that, there was also a photo of Helix director Max Carter snorting ketamine off of a model's ass at one of Keith Miller's legendary drug-filled parties. Now, keep in mind, folks, Helix Studios, they are like a barely legal type of company. They hire guys who are like 18 to 20, but they look about 12 to 15, if you ask me. So when Keith Miller is having these parties filled with 18 to 20-year-olds, they are not legal. They are not of legal age to drink alcohol. And they are getting high, they're doing ketamine, they're sniffing cocaine, they're drinking alcohol. So obviously, when someone's that young, their drug tolerance isn't the best. So I absolutely believe Eli and Jordan. Now, nobody forced them to do the drugs, you know what I'm saying? However, peer pressure at that age can be a bitch. When everybody around you is sniffing cocaine and drink, you want to fit in too. So I totally believe their stories. I believe them 100%. And Keith, oh my God, for him to say that he doesn't sleep with his models is crazy to me. Like, dude, the way Helix started off was by you spanking your models. There's legit videos of you spanking your models. Okay, you're gonna tell me that when y'all yelled cut, y'all wasn't fucking? Like, the signs are all there. Like, if it talks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, my guy. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but I personally think Keith Miller needs to step down as the CEO and have somebody else run the company. I'm not saying, you have to give your company up, you worked hard for it, but it's clear you should not be running the day-to-day operations over there because you don't have a clue to what the fuck you're doing. It's absurd. Like, it's crazy. You should be in jail, actually. Now, sorry for your heart issues. I'm sorry for your domestic issues, but that statement had really nothing to do with the topic at hand. Like, it was more about you. Like, nobody gives a fuck about you right now. Okay? We are all worried about your models, okay, who are underpaid. Now, I did a little bit more digging, and apparently, Helix Studios, they make about $500,000 every single year. So why are any of the models underpaid? Let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Now, Angel Rivera also spoke out on this. He goes, I do not believe the story right now. And he called Helix Studios a cult. It's a mess, you guys. Things are unraveling over there. And, what's done in the dark, bitch, eventually comes to the motherfucking light. And well, folks, that is the latest TTB breaking news.